Think about this. The federal government is now looking to the Portland Police Bureau to learn how to effectively capture actively stolen cars and illegal guns.
So the Police Bureau is pioneering this approach through an unexpected local partnership. Let's bring in our investigative reporter, Elise Haas. And Elise, you were the only local reporter who got to ride along with police for this. Very unique.
Yeah, so I got to see firsthand how officers from Portland's East Precinct work with law enforcement agencies in Gresham, Multnomah County, Clackamas, Vancouver, and even the Port of Portland. So dozens of officers go out on these missions to seize actively stolen cars with drivers inside. And seeing this operation helped me understand how they make informed decisions in high-pressure situations. They're now prosecuting with precision using data science.
8916, we're in pursuit. Vehicle stolen. We know that one.
I'm in the passenger seat during a stolen vehicle operation. Portland police are trying to pull over a truck reported stolen from Vancouver.
We're going to go for a bit.
But the driver refuses to stop.
He's going to fail right here on hell.
During the brief chase,
Good spike, good spike.
cops work as a team to throw down spike strips to deflate the thieves' tires.
Vehicle stolen. We know that one vehicle tire has been spiked.
After that, patrol cars back off, relying on information from officers flying up above to direct their next move.
Splitting lanes, going the wrong way on Stark. Wrong way on Stark. Going to the little diner lot here, the Elmers. Cutting south towards Washington. Might be looking to bail.
Officers get in position to catch them if they run. Watch as the stolen truck peels into the parking lot, smoking profusely. The driver sprints out first, followed by two other passengers trying to casually get away. One on foot, the other on a tiny bicycle.
I got the driver. There's two more with the vehicle. I'll stick with the driver. He's running towards Washington on foot, headed towards like Home Depot, Olive Garden area.
With a perimeter in place and law enforcement out in force, these suspected thieves can't escape.
Yep, cop car, that's him right there, heading south on 99.
We pull up to the scene within seconds.
Saw the driver get taken in custody south of Washington. Bystanders pointed to the other two. One male ran. One female tried to disappear. They're all in custody, so 3 for 3.
Officer Michael Terrett shows us signs of foil, lighters, and fentanyl.
So there's firearm equipment in here. We have a sight. We have multiple scales here for drug weight. And then also in this vehicle too, we have what's called jiggle keys. So jiggle keys, here's an example of a key that's flat, it's not been cut. And this will be used to kind of jiggle the ignition to start the ignition.
And this catch is just the beginning.
See all the resources, right? Because I start going to where I think it's going to go, but then suddenly it goes northbound.
Well, somebody gets their truck back.
Yeah, obviously the tires are shot, but yeah, they get it back before it's ruined too much. I mean, they've had it for 4 days.
Throughout this 9-hour stolen vehicle operation, officers only pulled over 7 vehicles, 4 of which were stolen, seizing 2 illegal guns and arresting 7 people. As you can see, they're making a big impact with very few traffic stops. But they weren't always this effective. PPB started doing stolen vehicle operations in 2021 as thieves were stealing practically 1,000 cars a month. It was devastating public safety. We reported how stolen vehicles were tied to gun violence, smash and grab robberies at local businesses, and caused multiple accidental kidnappings of children. Lieutenant Norman Staples says the Police Bureau started throwing a bunch of resources at this issue, pulling over any driver who seemed suspicious.
As we started working through this, we realized that we were making a lot of traffic stops. We were not finding many guns, and we were not even finding many stolen cars.
For every 31 traffic stops, they'd find 1 stolen vehicle. For every 144 traffic stops, they'd find 1 illegal gun. In 2022, Officer Terrett suggested they take a different approach with data, but they needed help.
I'm a cancer researcher here at OHSU.
Officer Terrett found an unlikely partner with Dr. Jeffrey Tyner, who works at the Knight Cancer Institute, generating large amounts of data from cancer patients to develop more effective therapies.
Officer Michael Terrett and I actually know each other socially. We live in the same neighborhood. We have kids similar ages. And it was through these social connections that we began talking about his concept of bringing big data into the realm of policing. And using those data to be more precise and more efficient and more effective.
Together, They use data science to make smarter traffic stops.
The question would be, a police officer needs to make some encounters. They can't pull over every car, they can't pull over no cars, and so there needs to be a question of how is a police officer going to decide which encounters to make.
Just like researchers notice patterns in cancer patients, officers notice patterns in stolen cars.
All right, so this is a confirmed stolen vehicle, so we're going to take a look at this one, right? So there's a lot of things going on with this vehicle. So first of all, it's a Hyundai, which is commonly stolen, right? There's a very specific technique to how they're stolen. We have no plates on the vehicle. Okay, we have a donut wheel on. Okay, so this is indicative of stolen vehicles too.
Officer Terrett points out dozens of clues they use to predict the probability a car is stolen.
If you look in here, we talked about, you see the bandana or the cloth around the ignition. That's to cover the damaged and punched ignition.
It's these kinds of red flags they're looking for out on the road.
Again, like, so we, with our program, we're going to document all these things.
From there, a team of researchers at OHSU analyzed the stolen vehicle data points. Officers are now trained to use this information to determine when to pull somebody over.
So it's not the police bureau making decisions of how we should do things and how we should analyze things, what the numbers mean. It's PhDs and people with science backgrounds that understand the scientific model and how to do that in an open environment.
Dr. Tyner says a data-driven approach is the most rational way to conduct stolen vehicle operations.
The most fair way of doing it, and it is the way of doing it that's probably going to be most free of any prejudice.
Plus, the Police Bureau developed an app that's used in the field to quickly search stolen vehicles. The approach has dramatically decreased the number of traffic stops, yet increased the stolen vehicles recovered and illegal guns seized. Now, on average, for every 4 cars officers pull over, 1 is stolen. In 42 workdays, this team has recovered more than 370 stolen vehicles, arrested nearly 480 people, served almost 500 warrants, and seized more than 70 guns.
And I think their success has been phenomenal, and I think it is wonderful in the real-world impact of, first of all, making our community safer, but doing so in a less intrusive way.
The next challenge, prosecuting the thieves. As we've reported how current statutes make it very difficult to prosecute someone for stealing a vehicle. So Deputy District Attorney Cody Linderholm started going out on these police missions too, providing legal advice in the field.
When you are in the field and when you're riding with police officers and you get to see a stolen car, eluding police, going 100 miles an hour the wrong way down a road, getting spiked, and then going and seeing the vehicle, seeing the condition that it's in, seeing all the steps that the police do, you get a better mental picture of it.
Working alongside police, he's helped improve the way officers write their reports and collect evidence. Plus, they've added a follow-up detective to the Stolen Vehicle Task Force. Now, Linderholm is prosecuting more than ever, resulting in about 400 months of collective jail time for most of the people arrested. That's about 2 to 3 years in prison, plus probation.
Which is a big deal for us, where people would just get like a few weeks and they're done. Now they're actually getting significant time.
Because often, it's those who can afford it the least who are targeted in these auto thefts.
We'd like to take this model eventually and see if we can apply it to other crimes.
Officers see a newfound value in data science because when it leads to community safety, it's priceless.
They're all in custody, so 3 for 3.
Copy. Good job, folks. OB-10A.
This approach has cut car thefts in Portland in half. And because of this work, Portland police recently received a $800,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Justice for Smart Initiative Policing, maintaining their partnership with OHSU for the next 3 years. The federal government is even studying PPP's approach to potentially replicate it nationwide, aiming for fewer traffic stops and better outcomes. Plus, other cities and states are also reaching out to PPP saying, hey, how can we learn from you and what you're doing?
Yeah, once again, riveting reporting, Elise. I want to ask, of course, we got to see that perspective. Most of us will never know what it's like to be inside a cop car during a chase. What were your big takeaways from that?
Well, my heart was pounding, that's for sure. But, from the tactical perspective, I would say it's impressive. For that first pursuit that we went out on, within 10 minutes of spotting that stolen truck, officers were able to get 3 people into custody. I could barely keep track track of where the suspect was going, right? That was very challenging, but they did it with ease. So very skilled in that regard. In regards to the data portion of it, I learned that they have more than 100 clues that they have tracked, right, that they look for out on the road. And then they've crunched more than 200,000 data points based off of all these stolen cars that they're getting in. So they really can predict, based off of certain clues, whether it will increase or even decrease the likelihood that a car is stolen.
It's so stunning that this all came about because a scientist, a doctor at OHSU, talked to a neighbor who was a police officer, and he said, why not approach this from a scientific standpoint? And look what's happened.
Yeah, and so that officer, he previously, before coming into the force, was actually in the private sphere. He has a background in computer science and also software, development. So he kind of has that mind too. And here's what comes of it.
Let's hear it for the nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome.
Crunching those numbers, helping with some big solutions. Elise, once again, thank you for that report.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a little bit more. Okay, so there is more to Portland Police's success. They're also working with civilians to spot stolen cars. PPB actually brought in community members from the well-known Facebook group PDX Stolen Cars. We've done stories here. Elise has covered some of those as well. These citizens have already gone on 18 missions, helping recover 41 stolen cars and return them back to their owners. The founder of the Facebook group says they can actually leverage thousands of tips from the community to help combat this crime.
The work from everybody in the community that's come through the years, no matter how big and no matter how small, whether you found one stolen car, you thought a car might be stolen, but it wasn't. Every contribution we get helps, and it helps somebody else on the other side of things get their stolen vehicle back.
If you'd like to join that Facebook group and try to be part of the solution there, we have included a link to their page, and you can find that now at KOIN.com.